Hello and welcome to my first video, Code Breakdown. This series is going to be a tutorial for modders out there that want to get a better understanding of Minecraft mods and Java in general. Today I'm going to be doing my first tutorial on how to create a custom potion. I'm in my main mod class right now, and so I'm going to create a new item called Item Potion. Basically how this item works is it's an item food that basically looks and works exactly like a potion. We're going to create a custom food class so that way there's no issues with other mods or anything. The only parameters you're going to need in your item tutorial potion is your item ID. I'm going to set mine to 1000 just to keep it out of any other mod's way. And then you're going to set the unlocalized name. I'm going to once again set it to item potion. Okay, so if you're at this point, you save it, you should get 1 error on item tutorial potion. That's good. That means you're doing it right so far. So if you're going to put it in a different package, do that now. I'm going to put mine in a different package, but it's not required. So you're going to create a new class. The entire class will be in the description below. I'm going to copy and paste it. I wrote this myself, so no worries. And then I'll explain it to you. So here is, don't worry about the errors right now. So here is the entire class, not very long. So I'm going to go through and explain it. You have your class name right here, and it extends item food. This is crucial because your player needs to be able to eat it or drink it, as you'll see in a little bit, and that's going to allow them to do it. Right here, I have 3 arrays, integer arrays. One called potion effect, one called potion duration, and one called potion tier. The effect is the ID of the effect. There's IDs 0 being nothing through 20. And then there's potion duration, which is how long the effect occurs in seconds. So 60 seconds. And then the last one is potion tier. This is how strong the potion is. I'm using ID 14, which is invisibility. There'll be a link of all the IDs down below. The tier is how strong the potion is. If it's an instant health, the tier determines how many hearts it heals. It doesn't really matter, but I set it to 3. The beauty of using arrays is that you can add multiple potions with 1 integer. To add another potion, you just add a little comma and the next ID. So I could add ID 4, which I don't know off the top of my head. And then you do the same for all of these and how long. I want this to last for 30 seconds, and I want it to be a tier 2. So the next part, the constructor. Right here, we have item tutorial potion and your item ID. Right here in your super, basically you need your item ID, 0 representing it heals no food or fills no food, because potions don't do that. A 0 for a float, basically representing that there's no saturation in the food. Basically it just kind of negates all food effects. And then false, meaning wolves can't use it as a meat or a healing, so that's good as well. Next thing down the list, kind of self-explanatory, max stack size, allows the potion to only stack once. There's only 1 in a stack. Next one down, also kind of obvious, set always edible. There's no parameters, you just give it this, and it allows the player to use the potion or the food whenever they're not hungry. So you really need that right there, otherwise only when they're hungry can they use the potion. And then the last one, you can customize this, you can remove it whatever you want. This is creative tabs, tab brewing. I put it in there because it's going to be a potion, and I don't have any custom tabs. So now on to the update icons. If you're familiar with Minecraft 1.5, you're going to know that the icons are all new. This is how it works for a single item. Basically you need your mod name right here, and then the name of your file without the .png. So in my file setup, it will be tutorial mod, textures, items, item potion.png. But by putting tutorial mod item potion, the game automatically configures it to that name. The next one is on food eaten. So basically when the player eats the food, it's going to remove 1 from the stack. Since there's only a stack of 1, it's just going to remove the item. This adds to your food stats. Since you're not technically adding any health, it doesn't do anything, but you do need it there because on food eaten requires your stats to update. Lastly, we have a sound called random burp. When the player eats it, it plays this little sound, and you can remove that if you don't like it. I like to keep it. It's a nice little touch. And then lastly, we have our own custom line, which is add potion effects. So that's basically it for the on food eaten. Now we're going to go down to add potion effects. This line is what adds the effect to the player. What it is it adds the potion effect, and you can normally, if you would like, set the ID right here to 14, and that would work. I like to use the arrays up here because, for instance, I have 14, I have 2 potions up here. I can easily call those. So I can easily copy and paste this, change these to 1, because the first one in the array is always 0, because computers start counting at 0. And now I have 2 potion effects on the player. So potion effect, potion duration, potion tier, all up here. The reason this one is multiplied by 20 is because 60 is how many ticks, technically. We multiply it by 20 because there's 20 ticks in a second. So therefore, 60 represents how many seconds. The next one is what makes it look a little more like a potion. Instead of a numb action, there's a few, as you can see, but normally it uses eat. We're going to use drink, so that way it drinks it and plays the drink sound. So that's all that does, not much. Then on item right click, it sets item in use. That basically like slows the player down for a couple seconds when they're walking. Don't mess with this too much, not much you can do there. Second to last item is has effect. Basically just returns true. If otherwise, just don't have it in there. The has effect gives it that shiny golden apple potion enchanted weapon look. And yeah, that's all it does. And lastly, add item information. You can add information to your item normally by just doing list.add and then any string. So I can do cool potion. That would work. If you're using my custom Chicken Nugster Core API, I added in a custom line called add potion. I do not have my API installed on this version of MCP, so I'm going to remove it. But normally you would just give it the effect, the duration, and the tier, and it would automatically like put the description under it. So I do not know what ID 4 is, so I'm not going to put that, but I will put it for this one. Invisibility, tier 3, and then I'm going to do this. So basically, if you were to enter these, the first numbers in these arrays, this is what my code would output automatically for you. You can type it in yourself if you like, but I just like to have my program do it for me. So that's cool. And so there you go. You save that off, and you're all good. You can come back to tutorial mod, check this. I needed to import it because I have them in separate packages. If you have them in the same, they should work. So I do not have a texture for this or anything, but I'm going to run it anyway. Or actually, no, hold on. So before we do that, I want to come up to my common proxy or wherever you had your names, and then we're going to do language registry dot add name, and then we're going to do tutorial mod dot item potion, and then you can add whatever name. So I'm going to call it potion of invisibility, or no, potion of, I don't know, what do I call it? I guess I'll call it tutorial potion. But you can name it whatever you would like. And then, as I said, you cannot use you have to use the normal crafting bench right now. I haven't figured out a way to use the brewing stand. That could be in a future tutorial, so check out my channel. I might have it up by the time you see this. But as of now, there's no way to add to the brewing stand, so I'm just not going to even bother adding a recipe now. You can, if you would like, you can see my other tutorial on recipes. They'll be posted later if you'd like that, or you can go. I'll put a link in the description for a recipe tutorial if you don't want to, if mine's not up. So now we're going to run it, and basically, yeah, it creates the new potion. It's really cool. You can add your own effects later on once you create one. I'll have another tutorial on that. And that's all this does. It's not huge, but for a basic mod or even a complicated mod, it's just a nice little add-on that you can do. It is downloading everything, so we will come back once we have it. Alright guys, I am back. So we're loaded, we're all good, no errors. My mod's all loaded, so we're good. So now we're going to create a new world. I'm going to turn on creative so I can pull it from the brewing tab on the creative menu, just so we don't have to worry about that. And it is loaded. So we come into brewing. We come down all the way. As you can see, we have no texture, but we have our tutorial potion, and the invisibility 3 1 minute shows up underneath. Kind of like these. If you would like, you can do it in the same format as these. Their format is basically the same as mine. I just don't have the parentheses. I'm thinking that, I don't know. The color, I'll have another tutorial on doing color for the names or the information. But so let's drink it. As you can see, it does the little potion thing. Now if we check, we have mining fatigue, so that's apparently what it was. And invisibility 4. Oh, that's invisibility 4. That seems to be it. That was weird. This is effect. Hold on, let's look at this. No, it doesn't tell you. Huh, that's interesting. I wonder why I did that. Maybe, well, if it does that for you too, feel free to play around with it. But yeah, so now we are invisible, as you can see right here, or we can even go into F5, and there you go. That's how you make a custom potion. Custom potion effects will be a later tutorial. Also, another tutorial that I'm thinking of creating, depends on what you guys want, is particles. I found that really hard to find a tutorial on when I first made it, and I think it'd be nice to have you make one for you guys. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or ideas for another tutorial, let me know down in the comments. Description has the links for all the source code if you didn't want to watch the video or you want to make sure you have it right. So that's it from me. I'm Chicken Nugster. Have a great day.